Welcome back to the Joe Mac podcast. I have a very special guest today. Her name is Erik Carpenter. Camie, thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, not a problem. I was excited because I haven't worn makeup in 3 weeks, so or done my hair. So it was really nice to be able to pull out that makeup bag and get all dolled up for you. So I appreciate you inviting me for this.
Well, you look like $1,000,000. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for being with me. Can you tell the audience that's not familiar with you a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Well, I have been working with talent in San Diego, actors, models, for 2 decades here in town. Okay. And I work with people at all different levels. I'll work with someone that's brand new to the entertainment industry that woke up one morning and said, hey, I want to be on TV. I'll work with someone that's already a professional actor that has professional representation in Los Angeles, and we'll get to that later. But it's saying, hey, nothing's happening with my career. I'm a professional actor. I have representation, but nothing's happening. Why? Okay? And so I work with those people as well, if that makes sense. And then I also work with models. And I work with people at all different ages. It doesn't matter if you're 1 day old or you're 84 years old, you can do this. And the other thing about my clients is I work with everybody. I have dentists, I have veterinarians, I have emergency room doctors, I have nurses, I have bartenders, I have the guy that works at the car wash, students, I have mortgage brokers, I have housewives, but everybody has one thing in common, and that is that they love this business and they want to participate in it. So in the real world, okay, you have these different careers, but the guy that works the car wash and the emergency room doctor, when they're on set, they're the same guy. So it kind of brings us all together, if that kind of makes sense. Wow.
So for 2 decades, you've been doing this type of work. You basically work with all types of people that are interested in getting involved with the entertainment industry,
Yes.
or if they already are, they're not seeing the results that they're looking for, they kind of come to you to seek guidance, essentially. Sounds like.
Exactly.
Oh.
That's one of the things that I can help people with correctly. Exactly.
Wow. So, I can definitely attest to that, and I want to thank you for contributing to my success.
Oh, well, awesome. I was talking, we have another guest here with us today. We're in quarantine together as a family. We'll bring him on in a bit, but I told him about your hot tub video that you did. I love that video. I just remembered that, and I can't wait to watch it. I think that's after you did that shoot, right? With was it Freeflow Spas? Was that who you did the shoot for, I think?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're
Absolutely.
great. They're great. I love working with them.
So
They're
do
awesome.
So do I. Yeah, that was 100% improv, and hey,
I know.
yeah, and
Not a lot of people have that skill. That's why we encourage people to take improv classes if you do not have that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to thank you for that opportunity, and also, what's unique is that I've had the opportunity to bring other people that I've known to your attention, and
absolutely, yes.
And they've been on shoots with me, and they've gotten work with me. So it's just been an incredible experience.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yes.
Now,
well, the thing is that I can't make anybody famous. That's not what I do.
Right.
Okay. I cannot promise anybody fame and fortune. Okay. And if anybody does promise you that, just get up and walk out the door, because it is not true. Okay. This business is a little unique because, when you start and you have a little bit of, you move up the ladder a little bit. Okay. Let's say you're in corporate America. Okay. You get out of college and you start off at a level, and then you slowly make your way up. And in 25 years, you're the president of the company. Okay. You may step back a little bit, but you're always moving forward. The problem with this business is you get a series, okay, and you're on top of the world. The series gets canceled, okay, and you're not booking any work. So that step back has taken you all the way back to the beginning again, and you have to start all over again, okay? And people don't realize that about this business. You can be walking down the street and everybody recognizes you, and then 2 years later, you're like, I kind of know who that guy is, and he's got to start from the bottom. So that's one of the things I kind of want to get into, of keeping yourself relevant, keeping everything up to date, if that makes sense. But I wanted to read a quote real quick. You got to very, very special guest on the other day, Tom Logan.
Yes.
Congratulations on getting him to do this because, I mean, he's super famous. He's a member of the Academy, which means he votes on the Academy Awards and the Emmys. He's a working DGA director. So you're very, very lucky to have had him come on. But anyway, I just wanted to read a quote, and since I know him and you know him, I wanted to read a quote that he said about me about 4 years ago for an article that was written, which kind of encompasses what I do. It says, Camie's devotion to her clients is sincere and ethical. She opens doors for her talent and obtains opportunities that might possibly secure their big break. Having said it, it's up to the actor to follow through. Okay, I, as the industry as a whole, am so blessed to work with people like Camie. She's a credit to the entertainment industry, says Tom, and that's Tom Logan, your guest that you had on. And you know, a gentleman that has been in this business for over 4 decades, award-winning.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
The fact that he said that about me is, I mean, it's great. I want to share with you too. So anyway.
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, in addition to that, I mean the multiple opportunities I've had, the commercials, the films, the network TV opportunities that I've been on that you've helped me secure. You know, I've met so many other actors and other people in the street that had nothing but great things to say about you as well.
Yeah, what I like to do this, Joe. I kind of like to talk about, and this is probably like the little spiel I gave you when you first came in to see me is, you know, how do I get on TV?
Right.
How do I get on TV? Okay, so let's just talk about a show that's kind of popular right now. Let's say Westworld on HBO.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to be on HBO.
Yes.
And you want a speaking role on that show. And, you know, when people come to me and say, oh, you know, they have no experience. You know, the resume is a blank piece of paper. Like, yeah, you know Merrick McCarthy, his picture is right here. Okay, he came to me 12 years ago with a blank piece of paper.
Wow.
Okay, go look at his IMDb now. He has like 20 co-star roles right now. He has a national commercial for AARP. I mean, he listened and he persevered. Okay, so there's a certain path to do this. So for the people that come in and see me, okay, and this could be true for any business, and they say, oh, just get me on set, I can get the role. I don't need any training. I don't need any experience. I know what I'm doing. Okay, that's like me, okay, going to a heart surgeon to do open heart surgery on me when it's not even a surgeon. It's my next door neighbor that knows what he's doing in the garage. So this is not playtime, and it's not acting class on set, okay? So let's go back to that job on Westworld. It's only 5 words. That's it, okay? And you would need to be affiliated with a SAG-AFTRA talent agent. So let me get into that. SAG-AFTRA is the labor union for professional actors. Your minimum day pay, saying 5 or more words, is $109 a day, okay? Under California Labor Code 1700, if the acting or modeling job requires any type of negotiation in the pay, you must be represented by a licensed talent agent in that particular city, okay? Because the licenses are for the city. And they would also have to be franchised by SAG-AFTRA. So you would need a theatrical, which means motion picture television agent, affiliated with SAG-AFTRA in Los Angeles to represent you. Okay, someone in San Diego can't do it. Okay, it has to be in that particular city. Okay, so I give you the list of the 150 SAG-AFTRA motion picture television agents, and you send your picture in, and what's going to happen? Nothing. Okay, why? Well, first of all, you have no affiliation with the Actors Union. So that tells you that you need to get that affiliation. Okay, number 2, you don't have any experience. Okay, so you have to go out and get the experience, and it's kind of a catch-22 situation because how can you get the work if you can't get the rep? How can you get the rep if you can't get the work? So you have to take a step back, okay, and you have to work on building your IMDb credits and working for free for a little bit, okay? And if you want to do commercials, you know, as an actor, 50% of your income is commercials and 40% of all acting jobs are commercials, then you need to do commercials too. But these aren't the nationals that are going to buy you a new Mercedes, okay, or put that down payment on the house. These are local and regional commercials, and those are a lot of the ones that you were involved, you know, you've been doing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, those local and regional commercials.
Yes.
Okay, so let's assume, okay, that you do everything that you need to do. Okay, you've gotten some type of eligibility for the union, you build up credits, okay, you have a nice acting reel that proves that you can do this, okay, and then you secure representation. Okay, now, the only way you can get to that audition, okay, because of labor law and union rules, okay, is if you have the rep. So you have the rep. But each rep can only send in 4 or 5 people. So there's 1,000 people that can get submitted for each role through representation. And they only call in 100. That's it. And then one guy gets a role. And just think about the millions of people that are trying to do this that don't even have a rep. Okay? So you have to put yourself in a place that will even allow you to be considered for that level of employment. Okay? And it's not by saying, oh, here I am. Make me a TV star. It doesn't work like that. You have to do the work, and you have to get the credentials, and that's what I help people do.
Wow.
Okay? Help people get the audition and employment opportunities to get to that next level, if that makes sense. Okay?
Wow.
Now,
absolutely.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about someone that's already a member of SAG-AFTRA.
Okay.
Okay? That already has an agent in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Okay? And saying, oh, well, I never go out on auditions. Okay? You never go out. Well, let's take a look at your credentials. So you have a motion picture television agent, and you're not going out. The first thing I do is look at the IMDb.
Okay.
There's not enough there. And it's old. That means they're not keeping relative. They're not keeping current. So they need to get more active. Or I'll take a look at their acting reel, and it's not up to par.
Okay.
That thing needs to be spot on. And the other thing is that the trends of how we do acting reels and how we do headshots, it changes. So the headshot, I'll give you an example. I pulled this out so you can see this. This is really funny. So this is the headshot from 20 years ago.
Wow, nice.
Alrighty. And then we went to the in-studio color, okay, which is flat like a portrait. And then we went to the dimensional photos, which you can kind of see here. So if the tools aren't right, if the headshot's not right, there's a big one. Resume's not done in proper format because there's a specific format for SAG-AFTRA.
Yeah.
And even if you're a non-professional actor, you still need to use that, okay, in your reels and good. That's why you're not going out. That's why you're not. Okay. Or if you have motion picture television representation and you want to get a commercial agent and you haven't done any commercials, why would a commercial agent hire you? And vice versa. If you've done tons of commercials and all of a sudden you want to do motion picture television and you don't have any credits, there's a lot of money here to be made. So you have to do the groundwork, you have to do the legwork, and you have to be persistent. Look, it's like me saying, I'm going to go play for the Chargers, okay, and I show up at training camp. They're going to laugh me off, okay? Not only do I not physically qualify, but I haven't even played football. I'm scared to catch the ball. I mean, so you've got to do the legwork and you've got to do the groundwork, okay? Does that make sense? But I'd also like to talk about who can actually get you a job in California, okay? In the state, if the acting or modeling job requires any kind of negotiation in the pay, you must be represented by a licensed talent agent in that city. That is state law. Nothing to do with me, you, anybody. That is the law, okay? So when someone in San Diego comes in and says, oh, I have an agent in San Diego, I go, okay, so why aren't you going on auditions for network shows and national television commercials auditions? Oh, because they submit you, I don't get called. No, that's not why. Because you have to have a rep in LA for that employment level, if that makes sense, okay? So if there's negotiation and pay and contracts, alrighty? Now, a casting director, okay, can hire you. Now, let's step off the big stuff. Let's talk about the smaller stuff. So in town, for example, a casting director can hire you directly. They can just call you on the phone, which you've gotten many jobs that way. Call you on the phone, hey, you got the job. Okay. A casting director is paid by production, okay? Casting directors can't charge you any money to book you the job, okay? They are paid by production. And back to the agent is going to take a commission out of your pay, alrighty? So if it's a non-union or non-professional, non-SAG-AFTRA job, it can be 20% because that's state law. They can take up to 20. For modeling, it's 20. But if it's a union job, something really, really big, it's only 10%. Okay? A production company can hire you directly as well. Okay? As long as there's no negotiation to pay in contracts, and they can pay you directly. Alrighty? And then there's what we call talent listing services that charge a fee to get you employment. Okay? But again, you just pay them a flat fee and you get paid directly. And then there's something called a call-in service where you pay them directly and they book you work. So those are some of the people that can get you work. Obviously, if your family member is Steven Spielberg, he can get you the job too. If that makes sense.
Absolutely, Camie. Wow.
You know, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
But I wanted to tell you a little bit about my client, some of the successes in San Diego, if that's okay with you real quick.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So we have something in San Diego called the San Diego Film Awards. You're familiar with that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And so this year, last weekend was supposed to be the 7th year. Alrighty, but obviously it's canceled. It's been rescheduled for August. I hope to see everybody there. Okay. So last year they had 3 special honors that they've never given out before. And one of them was the most influential women in film in San Diego, and I was. So I just wanted to let you know who you have on your podcast today.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Okay? And there's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, working with talent, which is my passion. But I also was the casting director for a film called The Ramona Doll that qualified for the Academy Award submissions last year and was submitted. Of course, it didn't win, but, you know, the point is that we got that far, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty. And I try to help out the community. You can go on my IMDb and see all my casting credits. I try to help out everybody I can. I'm also a SAG-AFTRA producer. That means I have been approved, if you want to say, as a signatory for Screen Actors Guild to produce new media projects and short projects, which is pretty cool. So I kind of do everything, kind of branched out, just like you, okay, as an actor, have now branched out into doing this hosting stuff. It's insane. So anything that we can do to become a more well-rounded professional in whatever we do is the best thing that we can do. Alrighty, but at the Film Awards, so in the last 6 years, okay, I've had either the winners of Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Child Actor. Okay, so this year, obviously, we didn't have it, but we're waiting. We'll see. So last year, I had nominations for Best Supporting Actor, Mark Atkinson, okay, but the film that he was in, along with a lot of my other clients, and Jordan Jacoba, who wrote it, that got Best Short Narrative Film, which is pretty insane, okay. The year before, Whitney Wiggum won Best Actress, and who else? Oh, yeah, and then Austin Osterling, you can see him right here. He won Best Child Actor last year, the year before, and that was the second time that he's won that. Ooh. Alrighty. So my client, and Merrick McCarthy, again, he won Best Actor, alrighty, previously, and then Kelsey Fordham, who's no longer active with me, but she won Best Supporting Actors years back. So my clients are doing something.
Oh, wow.
And and for the 48-hour film festival, which I'm sure you're familiar with. Okay, I can't wait for this year. My clients usually get Best Emerging Actor at that, which is pretty great. So my people are involved in all this, if that makes sense, and they're doing they're moving forward. They're just not sitting around talking about it.
Wow.
Make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So anyway, I'd like to bring on Mr. San Diego Film Awards from last year. This is my cousin, Erik Carpenter. So Erick is Mr. San Diego Film Awards 2019, along with my other client, Karen Godoy. She's Mrs. San Diego Film Awards. Oh, where's my... And then the year before that, I just wanted to show you this real quick. Hopefully you can see it. Can you see these guys? That's Mark Allen and Shannon Taylor, okay? And they were Mr. and Mrs. Film Awards the year before.
Oh, wow.
Alrighty. Yeah. And then last year at the Film Awards, Erick, Shannon, Doug Lito, and Karen Godoy all won Emerging Actor Awards. That means they had to do so many films in San Diego. And then also Mark Allen, and then Mark Atkinson and Jordan Jacoba all won the A-List Actor Awards at the Film Awards last year. So, you know, people are doing really good, and I'm really proud of that.
Wow.
Which is insane.
And it's fun.
And it's fun.
You gotta keep doing everything she says. That's what she says.
Could you please get out your SAG card? So this is SAG card. This is Erick's SAG card.
There it is.
So yeah. So Erick had done some modeling, back in the day. Big stuff. We're talking really, really big stuff. And then kind of put it on the back burner, but it's something that he always wanted to do.
I got put on the back burner.
Yeah, you got put on the back burner. There you
go.
Yeah. But it's something that he always wanted to do. And, sometimes you're afraid to do it. Like, oh, why do they want me? I'm too old. I'm too this. Don't even think about that. Anybody can do this. Anybody can do it.
But you have to, like she said, work
You
One
got
of the things that she said is the footwork's important.
Yeah,
you know,
it's totally important.
the free jobs to the $100 jobs that barely pay for your gas round trip and everything.
Yeah, and then you're making $30,000 on a national commercial already. But over time, when you start doing this, people get to know you already. So last year, very small circle. So last year, okay, Eric got called to director 3 times. So what this means is for network shows, he got to skip that first round of auditions. That means with the 1,000 people that got sent in and they pick 100, he already went straight to callback. Because he's been doing the work and he knows the people. It was for ABC's How to Get Away with Murder, Amazon's Sneaky Pete, and the one on NBC, The Rookie. So he went straight to director 3 times last year. That's insane.
Wow.
Right, what else did he do? That was How to Get Away with Murder, too. Yeah. Now, he didn't get the roles, but the point is he's been called straight to director 3 times.
Okay.
They know who he is.
Okay.
They know who he is. And that's kind of where you want to get to, where people know who you are and they call you and say, hey, how you doing? You want to come in? Even if you don't get it, the fact that they're calling you in at that level. Now understand, Eric's a professional actor. He has representation in Los Angeles. He does what he's supposed to be doing.
Everything I was told to do.
If he's not booking network, okay, he's in San Diego doing a SAG-AFTRA short project or a SAG-AFTRA student film to keep his IMDb relevant. Okay? Oh, here, let me show you this one real quick, Joey. So, Judy Bauerlein right here, you can see her up here. She walked in my office about 40 years ago, and this woman has her doctorate in acting. I didn't even know they had that, okay? Wow. She's the dean of the theater department at Cal State San Marcos. Wow. Okay? And I go, what are you doing here? You know, you don't need me. She goes, Camie, when I retire from my post at the university, I want to be a full-time actor, but I have to keep my credits on IMDb relevant. All I'm asking from you is 2 or 3 IMDb credits a year. So when I retire, it looks like I've been working. And I can only do stuff on the weekends. I gotcha. I can help you with that. And that's what we've been doing for the last couple of years. So it's kind of like whatever you can do, you can do. Wow. If that makes sense. So there's someone that I never even thought would walk into my office, and I'm like, and I get to speak at her classes, which is really cool. And I do speak at the high schools and the universities here in town about, hey, I want to be an actor. You think it's feasible for me to do it? The answer is yes, but you just have to put in work. That's all.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, for sure.
Yeah. But you have to do it, and and look, the thing about acting is that it's one person may say you're the best, and another person may say you suck. So you can't take what people say. You've got to be you and do what you think. So if someone says something about you, like, oh, they didn't like me, my acting job, or the other person said, oh, it's great, don't worry about that. You need to be you. That's what you need to worry about. So don't care what anybody says about your acting. Be you. That's the most important thing. And don't let anybody tell you can't do it, because you can do it. You can do it. Alrighty? You can.
Going up.
Yeah, you have to keep showing up, and you have to be resilient, and you have to be persistent.
Wow. Wow, Camie and Eric, thank you for sharing so much. I mean, I've got almost 2 full pages of notes just from what y'all have been saying.
Look at Joey. I like to talk. You know that.
Absolutely. So just.
But listen, if anybody has any other questions, they can find me on Instagram at H as in Harry, T as in Tom, A as in Apple Casting. Again, HTA Casting. And then they can ask questions there. I'll gladly answer anything. You can see what my peeps are up to. Okay, even in this time when we're in quarantine, okay, there's still stuff going on. We're submitting things for the hopefully, because we have shoot dates starting in March. So we're already submitting for things that are coming in March. Okay, a lot of the major brands are doing. You're submitting and then you're actually taping yourself at home. And these are nice brands, and the things actually pay a lot of money.
You don't have to drive to LA.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is,
San Diego.
This is not stopping. So, like, for example, if you decided today, I'm going to be an actor, okay, the best thing to do is start now so we can start submitting you for the stuff that's going to come up. Because as soon as this thing is over, okay, everyone that's been doing the submitting is the one that's been getting the jobs. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then I'd like to go back real quick to Tom Logan. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Your guest. Tom's actually, yeah. Thank you, Eric.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, hey, well, Eric, before you leave, I mean, do you have to go?
No, I'll hang out.
have to go.
All right, yeah.
And then definitely want to get to Tom Logan. I mean, there's no rush on my end. I just
Okay.
I just kind of wanted to recap a couple things that you guys have
Okay.
shared with us. I mean, so much groundwork, legwork, persistence. You know, these things are obviously vital to success.
With anything, though, it's not just this. It's with anything that you're doing. It doesn't matter. Anything. It's just in this business, I think there's a lot more setbacks. Where in another career, you might be going up the ladder quicker, but you can't look at it like that. If this is what you want to do, you have to follow your passion. You're not going to be happy.
Wow, thank you for that, Camie. And then Eric, I'm sure it sounds like that's kind of it sounds like that's kind of your story a little bit. It sounds like there was maybe some setbacks, but now it seems like you're the example of somebody who is able to kind of shift that and become successful.
Yeah, you know, like I said, she started me out on those free jobs, and
You guys work
$100
together. Yeah, you guys work together. Yeah.
And I was trying to remember what that was. I can't remember.
It was that reality show that I booked you guys on.
Which one was it? Patty Millionaire?
The one on WeTV, the Million Dollar Matchmaker.
That's right. That's right.
I love that. Was a great job. I love that job.
That was a good time.
That was my first network show I booked.
That was a good time.
Cool, you meet community of actors. It's small. It's big but small, you know, and you get to know everybody and you work with them a bunch, and it's really fun, and everybody's really positive.
Yeah, that's another thing. You have to be nice in this business. This business does not like jerks at all.
Yeah.
At all.
I tried to change my tune when I came in. I was a real asshole.
And the other thing is, don't talk bad about people, okay? Ever, okay? Don't post stuff on Facebook.
Especially on sex. You never know when the microphone's on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't talk about people on set when the microphone's hot. Don't post stuff on Facebook about people.
Yeah.
Don't talk to people, but I promise you it will come back and bite you in the you-know-what. Most definitely. Just, you're being paid to do a job, not to give your opinion as an actor, okay? That's it. And unless you know firsthand about somebody, don't go spreading rumors about people. People don't like that. Wow. And that's true in anything, but specifically in this business, it will burn you. Okay? It will burn you, especially if you're up for an award and you've said something mean about someone, they probably won't be voting for you.
Yeah, no, it's been fun. You know, it's been a long road, and I actually did everything that Camie's told me to do as far as just do the jobs. Even like, really? She's just go do it. And I would just go do it. And a lot of the ones where I was kind of dragging my feet and kind of being a butthead about turned out to be actually really good for promoting my career. Yeah. So I just learned to bite the bullet and just do what she says. And eventually it turned out, and I ended up getting my SAG card probably a year sooner than she projected me to get it.
Well, also you had some surgery, so we'll put it off the side.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, Eric didn't start this when he was a kid. He started this in his late 40s. Yeah. So this
what? Somebody else.
Sorry.
I guess it's giving it away.
Well, sorry,
hey man,
but
you know,
the thing is that people, I can't do it, I'm too old, I'm too this. No. He started this in his late 40s.
It's fun.
You can do this.
I mean, you both look 35 to me. So I mean,
I'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take that for sure. That's for sure. Thank you. Well, that's another thing is that's what I think is with you. You booked that thing for USD. He was playing a grad student.
Okay.
He was playing a grad student with another one of my clients who's actually in his early 20s. Right?
Which brings me to another thing is, you get these jobs and you get to go on sets. Like I went to USD. I never went to college there or anything, but the campus is beautiful, and you get to see certain things that you normally wouldn't see in your normal life, like locations and do certain things. And so it's, like modeling and your travel.
Yeah, travel, huh?
Yeah.
But also your skill set. When you have certain skills, like he's a surfer, he gets hired for doing surfing stuff all the time. Paddleboarding. And your Instagram, his is Erik Carpenter. It's with a K. Eric with a K, Carpenter 45, and he highlights things his jobs that he's done. And that's another really important thing is social media. Okay, look it.
She helps him with a lot. So yeah.
Look it. It's not necessarily gonna get you. It could help you get the job, but it can't hurt. Okay. Sometimes we want to go back and look for more pictures and see, can we do this? And so this is a really good example of what people should be doing when it comes to Instagram. I mean, it's a great example of what you should be doing, because though you may not get, it's not going to necessarily bring you auditions, but when you're submitting, people are going to try to find you and look for more information on you to see they want to bring you in.
Yeah, because when you submit for auditions, they'll ask you for your Instagram.
Yeah, they
they'll go back and so instead of before they even see you, they'll look at your Instagram and see if your picture, take good pictures, blah, all that.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't look like their headshots.
They want to know
what you look like.
Yeah, they get the reality check though.
Wow.
And that you've really been doing this too. Yeah,
it's a good, easy way for them to research you.
Yeah, and it's cheap for the actor because it doesn't cost anything. It's free publicity for you. And you get to follow casting directors and agencies and there's little tricks to that, which I teach everybody.
I've even been contacted through Instagram.
Yeah, people get contacted.
So.
Yeah, I represent a lot of influencers. You only need about 10,000 or more followers to be considered an influencer. So if there are influencers out there that don't want to be actors or models, I help them.
950 away.
Almost there.
Wow.
Almost there to be an influencer.
Wait, you say 10,000?
Yeah, 10,000.
Oh, no.
So you gotta wait. You gotta
500.
But it doesn't matter how many followers you have. You just need it for a place to put your material. That's all. Yeah.
Wow. So many keys to success. I mean, I can't thank you guys enough for sharing all this stuff. I mean, so it's never too late to get started. I mean, there's definitely things that you can do on your end to ensure your own success.
Absolutely.
Steps that you could take, and it sounds like getting getting the correct type of headshot with having your resume in the right format.
Yes.
Being aware of certain trends within the industry.
Absolutely.
And like you said, don't be a jerk.
Don't be a jerk. And the other thing is, you have to actually affiliate yourself with people that can help you. A lot of people out there that say, "Oh, I can help you," they can't. You really got to do your research and find out who can actually help me get there. Okay? Mm-hmm. Surround yourself with those people. And don't surround yourself with the people that are sitting around talking about it.
Yeah.
You want to be surrounded with yourself, the people actually doing it.
Yeah.
And go to the functions.
That's another thing. That's another thing.
Right
here. Film Week is coming up in August now. That's another big thing. Okay? Promote yourself. It's a little hard if you don't know anybody. Go to the events. Remember, Joey, actually on my IMDb, I have that picture of you and I.
Oh, yeah,
that's right. Picture from that film premiere. Go to that stuff.
Okay.
Even if you don't like that stuff,
it's a good meeting.
Just go. That's how you start meeting people. That's how I started meeting everybody. He started meeting everybody.
Directors looking for actors, and actors looking for props, and writers looking for everybody looking for everybody. So it's a good place, especially with Jody Sealy.
Yeah, with Jody Sealy, yeah. For sure, go to San Diego Film Week and volunteer. Everybody and anybody. Okay? It's great. You meet everybody. You get to behind the scenes with the big actors. I mean, it's fun. It's fun.
A lot of it's at the Whistle Stop Bar, so.
Well, when I used to do the San Diego, the San Diego International Film Awards, different than the San Diego Film Awards, I volunteered, and I used to run the GQ VIP lounge. So I got to hang out with all the stars. That was really fun. That was fun. But I put that over to somebody else. I couldn't have been, there comes a time I got to give up the reign there. It wasn't fair. But it was fun. But that's what you do, too. You go out and promote yourself. Yeah.
Wow. Man, I mean, sounds like we've covered a lot of information, a lot of fantastic advice. Eric, anything else that you wanted to add to that?
No, I just, that Camie's been a tremendous help for me. I keep telling her, I wish I would have come and start working for her or with her way back when I was even doing the modeling thing. I could have started this way sooner. But
you could be a white Merrick now, huh?
If I could be as good as this guy one day and he'd be doing what he's doing, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I just saw him in that
AARP national commercial, yeah.
And then on the same program, another one of his commercials.
Yeah.
So it'd be great to be like Merrick.
Yeah, well, he does what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Merrick, we got to have you on the show next.
Oh, you do? Well, you had his girlfriend, Peggy, on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's a great gal. Peggy's a great gal.
She really is.
Real quick, back to Tom Logan.
Okay.
If people also watch that.
Yeah.
He's going to be in San Diego next month.
Okay.
Doing a workshop for actors. And if you're interested, just, reach out to me. I'll give you my phone number. It's 858-456-5770. Again, 858-456-5770. Or contact me on Instagram. I do have Facebook, but I really use Instagram. It's just easier.
I'll put your info down below.
Oh, Okay.
I've taken his class. I came on twice.
No, he has 3 workshops.
Oh, yeah.
I've taken all of them.
He's great. I love him because he cuts all the fat off and just gives you the meat of what you need.
Well,
to
you've
know.
taken his classes. Joey's taken all his classes.
I've taken his classes, and he's directing an upcoming project that Jaron wrote.
Yes.
That is, that's going to be a union project.
Yes, there's Jaron right there.
There
Mr.
he is.
Hall right there. Yes. Yeah, he is. As a matter of fact, when the project, the SAG-AFTRA project that I produced, we hired him as our director as well. And guess what? We had 9 people get eligible for SAG-AFTRA on that project.
Wow.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that's insane. Okay. Oh, and back to that real quick. My client, where is she? Cassandra, right down here. Because Cassandra Benincourt, she was the first. Her and her sister were the first producers of a SAG-AFTRA new media project here in San Diego. Okay, which got people eligible for the union without having to go to LA to get something big. I don't think you know her. And then the next one was Luis Martinez and C.G. Thomas, and I think over 50 people got eligible for the union on typecasting. Me too.
Oh, wow.
Which was pretty cool. Yeah, so we got a lot of stuff going on in town. We've quadrupled the amount of film work in San Diego in the last 4 years, and I think we're ranked number 5 as far as cities that do independent film.
Oh, wow.
And it's thanks to digital photography. Because if it was film, it would be too expensive to do. But it's digital photography, and it is the contracts that SAG-AFTRA have made where union and non-union people can work to start building their credits up. More like passion projects, if that makes sense, not necessarily for commercial use. Mm-hmm. But we have everything going on in town. It's like, honestly, this is the best kept secret, San Diego, for anyone that's looking to move forward. Anybody.
Wow.
Because you can build those credits so quick.
Mm-hmm.
To move on. You don't have to spend 30 years in LA. Like, we watched this documentary last night, and this guy, he's been trying to do this for 30 years. He only has, 1 IMDb credit as an extra. I don't know what this guy's been doing for 30 years. I mean, I'm not even an actress, and I have more than he does.
Wow.
Then there's all the extra jobs that she's got. I was regular, just a background.
Oh, yeah, Siri, it was
a featured background on
Animal Kingdom. For 4 seasons. That's like a regular job, 3 days a week. That's bank when you're a union member. You make like $700-800 a day as an extra. 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was.
Yeah, so I mean, that was fun. Yeah, but they know you.
Kind of come to at the bar and
They actually considered him for the first season. He was second season, right? Second season, but he was being considered for the bartender role.
Okay.
Yeah, but they ended up going with a girl. That would have been that would have been his big break.
I'm a bartender.
Wow. Well, Camie and Eric, I mean, I can't thank you guys enough for joining me today. Is there anything else before we wrap this up?
No, I just want to tell you, Joey, thank you so much for the honor. I mean, when you asked me to do this, I was like, wow, thank you so much. And I know you also interviewed Amy Johnson, who's one of my clients.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I saw that. Amy's awesome. I love Amy. I love Amy. So, yeah.
Her and I did thing for alpaca boards.
Amy Johnson? No, yeah, the commercial. It's on your Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it on his Instagram. I think Amy should have it too.
Yeah, Amy was
she was good in that. Yeah, she did great.
That's the great thing about it is that, the people that I've been involved with since I met you, we've all kind of steadily, increased our success rate. And
I agree.
It's a good feeling.
It is. I mean, when I get letters, my brother's calling me. When I see my people on TV, when I turn on the TV in the morning and I see commercials, and every one of those commercials I see has one of my clients on it, I mean, that makes me feel good.
Yeah, and if you're in the house when one of her clients comes on, you know it. Come look at the TV.
Yeah, I mean, it really makes me feel good. One morning, one of my clients was on 4 different commercials. She was on 2 casino commercials, okay? She was on more furniture, and then she was on, I forget what the other one was, but it was 4 different commercials, 4 different guys.
Oh, wow.
I called her and I go, hey, what does your husband think? He goes, he said the same thing to me, too. So that was kind of cool. That was cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Camie and Eric, thank you so much once again. Camie, I'll put your information down below so people can feel free to contact you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is what I do. This is my life. It's not my job. It's my life. This is not a job for me. It's me. This is who I am.
Yes.
Okay? This is what I do. Okay? So anytime, any question, I'm here to help anybody. And all my clients can attest to that I'm here for you no matter what.
Absolutely. And I'm definitely one of them. And just to mention again, Tom Logan, his class is coming up that you've kind of facilitated.
Yeah, I'm organizing advertising it yet, but I took over the reins from one of the casting directors here in town a while back, and yes, so they can just contact me for that and get you going. We do have a couple more spots, so I would love to have someone trying to enter in the business be in there, and they'll be working with professional actors in there, but that's good. Get a little kick. Yeah.
Tom is a character, man.
He sure is. He sure is.
His delivery is great.
It is.
I love it.
It is. I highly recommend it for sure. Once again, I'm putting the contact information below. Camie and Eric, thank you so much once again for being with me.
Stay safe. Hopefully I can give you a hug soon.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's over.
Personal fist bump.
Yeah. All right, Joy, thank you.
Thank you.